Okie doke.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, if you'll lead us in, Mr. TSD0.
Alrighty. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Aniclash Backstage, where we show... Oh my god. I forgot I actually had the stream up. That screwed me up. Welcome to Aniclash Backstage, where we show you the inner workings of all things Aniclash, as well as discuss all things anime, fighting game, and AFGC, and a little sprinkle of video games here and there. I am your host and co-owner of Aniclash, TSD0, joined by the one and only Snake with the championship snark and co-owner Euchre.
Hello, everybody.
And joining us tonight is our very special guest, Matasso.
Hey, yo, I'm here.
And this is Aniclash Backstage.
Intro jingle. I need to...
This isn't late night with Aniclash Backstage.
You don't know that.
Hey,
It's late night somewhere in the world.
It's late night somewhere in the world, that is true. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight on this very special E3 coverage Backstage, where all four of our topics are going to be E3 related in some way, shape, or form. But first off, I want to give the spotlight to our guest, Matasso, over here. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Backstage.
No problem. I'm doing fine. How are y'all doing, though?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. So, E3 happened.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely a lot more lackluster compared to other years, but
I was going to say something like that.
yeah, it was an interesting year.
There just wasn't that much announced, you know? It was just... I can't keep this
Weren't
up.
there also, like, two or three press conferences that, like, would have normally happened, but didn't?
Yeah, so...
I know Sony wasn't there.
Yeah, Sony wasn't there.
Was there anyone else who wasn't there?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember if anyone else wasn't there or canceled their press conference. I know one that should have canceled their press conference because we'll get into that later. But going into our first topic here, we're going to be going over all of the press conferences that were shown at E3, or all of the major press conferences. So we're going to be going over Microsoft, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Squeenix, and Nintendo's press conferences, or in Nintendo's case, Nintendo's Direct. And we're going to be grading them on three things. What was the upside of the press conference for you? What was the letdown of the press conference? And what was a surprise that you didn't see coming that either made or broke the press conference for you? And the first thing we're going to be doing is Microsoft.
Oh, this was an interesting conference, especially compared to how great their conference last year. This one was interesting.
Yeah. Personally, I say that Microsoft is usually never a high point for me in E3, just because, I mean, for me personally, Microsoft kind of burned that bridge when they were unveiling Xbox One, and they just kept going on and on and on with it. So this conference actually did something to me personally that kind of made me go absolutely insane, and I'm going to leave that for the surprise portion. But upsides, let's start with Euchre here. Euchre, what was the upside of the Microsoft press conference for you?
I enjoyed the Halo Infinite announcement. things going on there. Well, I mean, it was already announced, but I mean the trailer. It, from what I understand, it kind of looks like Infinite is retconning 4 and Guardian.
Which wouldn't exactly be a bad thing, considering that, like, 4 and Guardians wasn't exactly a major selling point for Halo.
Yeah. If Infinite is taking place directly after 3, well, maybe not directly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'd be happy. You know, the Chief is back in his old Mjolnir Mark 6 armor. He doesn't have the new stuff that he had in 4 or 5. Whether I don't remember what the deal with that was.
Cortana seems to be the new Overmind.
Well, yeah. There was, I don't know. They did I wouldn't say they did a bad job this year. I'd say they did pretty good. The only real competition there, I never get to watch the Devolver Digital press conferences.
Yeah. And those are always a highlight.
Mm-hmm. Those are always fun.
But the Microsoft one was definitely one of the better press conferences this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Project Scarlet, I'm interested in seeing it.
All right. So the upsides for you were Halo Infinite, Project Scarlet, and that's like. Are there any other upsides to the
Age of Empires? Age of Empires Definitive Edition 2.
Oh yeah, that did get announced there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually forgot about that.
So for anyone not aware, Age of Empires is godlike. It is one of the cornerstone real-time strategy games. If you haven't heard of it, I feel sorry for you. The same crew that made Halo Wars 1, Ensemble Studios, is the team that made Age of Empires, Age of Empires 2, Age of Mythology, Age of Empires 3. They're great.
All right. So those are Euchre's upsides. Mataso, what were the upsides for the Microsoft press conference for you?
Well, for me, I didn't actually see the Xbox conference. I only saw like bullet points of stuff. But from what I did see, and I did skim through the Xbox conference itself. Cyberpunk 2077 was a pretty big thing. I was like, wow.
I forgot that was in the Microsoft press conference.
It's looking good. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty solid project. And of course, Keanu Reeves is going to be in it. Like, it's looking pretty good.
I actually heard recently that they also, along with the good that happened in the Xbox press conference, they also kind of flubbed behind closed doors. And a lot of people are actually a little miffed at the people who organized the behind closed door showcase.
Oh wow, I did not hear about that.
I don't know anything about that.
I heard it from Max. I heard it from a couple other people who were going behind closed doors, and I've all seen the same exact thing. The game looks great. They all start with the game looks great. Don't get me wrong, but what they showed and how they showed it was not an accurate representation of the game. Ooh. Because what they did was instead of going into the major city, they go into some regular residential area, and then they start explaining every single little thing, how it ties into the mythos, how it ties into the lore. Oh, look at these animations and all this other stuff. And it made people get really, really bored because they just wanted to see the gameplay. They didn't want an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, save that for post-release.
Yeah.
Save that for the actual game. We don't want to see that when we're doing closed door.
Exactly. And the rest of the presentation, the rest of the behind closed doors showcase was about this empty mall, and the mission was, what are these guys smuggling in this crate? And while the gameplay and gunplay and everything else, everybody says was very fun and great, the problem was the fact that they showed so little of it, and they weren't focusing on it as much as they were trying to focus on, oh, look at how many ways you can do this one thing. If you do it this way, that it'll change this and this and this, and they keep over explaining. I'm just going like, why?
That's not what we want to hear now. We want to.
No, it's not.
See gameplay. That's the most important.
What else? What else really piqued your interest?
I'll save one of them for the surprises. But you guys probably know which that one would be. But another big highlight, actually, I would say, is Tales of Arise. Even though that got leaked like a day or two beforehand, I was really surprised to see that. I was like, this looks really good. And it seems like, we're finally going to see like some kind of like graphical update to how the Tales games typically look before they look this good.
It reminded me of Berseria a lot. Like the visuals and what little snippets of gameplay we could actually see reminded me of Berseria, but just taken 2 steps further.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing in my book, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, those are the only 2 things where I was like, yeah, that's something that I'm like definitely looking forward to, and then I'll leave the other one for just the surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what you've got in mind.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the upside of the Microsoft press conference was they surprisingly didn't show off a lot of dude bro stuff like Microsoft tends to do. They like to go for the dude bro hardcore sports, full on entertainment package audience, and they actually were more focused on their big names. Like they were, it seemed like Microsoft was starting to learn from their previous press conferences and about how everybody was just like, okay, we got like 50 people here for FIFA and that's about it. Like they did show a couple stuff for Forza, like something that I'm not going to have as a surprise, but it was an upside to me just because of how funny and fun it was the Lego expansion for Forza. That was freaking amazing and hilarious.
Didn't know about that.
I had a giant question mark over my head through that whole exhibition.
Yeah, but it was just funny because, hey, go through Lego cities or go through real cities using either a Lego car or an actual car. And I'm just here going, that is so stupid and jank and hilarious, and it's genius.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why would anybody do this? Everybody should do this.
Well, I'm actually thinking back on it. I'm not that surprised actually, because in Forza Horizon 3, they did Hot Wheels tracks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Big honking Hot Wheels tracks in Horizon 3. It's great.
Yeah. And it honestly, like the first time somebody showed me a picture of it, I honestly thought that Horizon was doing a weird like post crossover with like Speed Racer or something. I'm like, what the heck am I looking at? This is godlike.
Yeah.
But one of the other upsides of the conference was Project Z is. I mean, we got shown a little more about Project Z and.
Barely.
Yeah, some more gameplay popped up after the Microsoft conference, but I'm not going by that. I am a little disappointed that they didn't use the English dub trailer, because there is an English dub trailer, and it has one of the greatest "You will die by my hand" voiceovers I have ever heard. So shout out to the Frieza voice actor, because holy crap, they go 1,000,000% in on that.
Is it the original Frieza voice actor, or is it the what is it? His upstudy?
Pretty sure it's
Frieza. No, it's not the original. It's a current Frieza, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I really like.
I think the original one. I could be wrong, but I think she died.
I forgot.
Oh no, the English voice actor, because the
English voice actor.
Yeah, but the new one. Actually, now that I think of it, I think the new one was diagnosed with cancer a while ago.
I think that was.
But I don't know how he's doing with that.
And also, instead of "you moron," for like every single video game, which always bugged me, now it finally goes back to "you fool." So that finally got changed back. But
always "you moron."
Huh?
It wasn't always "you moron."
No, but like in a lot of video games, it was always "you moron" or "you idiot" or something like that, instead of actually saying "you fool."
I'm pretty sure in like Budokai it was "you fool."
I think I remember seeing in Budokai 3 it was "you moron," and the same thing for Xenoverse 1 and 2.
I just remember playing Budokai a ton, and Goku screaming "you fool" is like ingrained in my memory.
Yeah. But yeah, that was those two things were major upsides. I'm leaving the big one for the surprise. But here comes the other side of the coin, the letdowns. So I'm actually going to start with Mataso this time. Mataso, what was the biggest letdowns during the Microsoft press conference for you?
I'm gonna leave Minecraft out of there. I feel so muffled when it comes to seeing Bleeding Edge, Ninja Theory's new game.
Yeah,
because it's like, this is a cool concept, but I don't want to see Ninja Theory do it, of all people.
It looks wild.
Like, some of the character designs also just look kind of just weird. Like, just not good.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to stay optimistic and see how the game, actually plays and whatnot, because it's a cool concept. It's a cool idea. I love those style of action games, so I'm going to give it a try. But I don't know. I liked what Ninja Theory did with Hellblade, and I'd like to see them take more of that, like, heavy story aspect of it and like stylized aspect, because they're good at making a really cool stylized environment. I don't know how well they're going to be able to do a 4v4 action multiplayer game, though.
I mean, it goes against what I know them being good at, because, like, I know Ninja Theory is good at making a good fighting system and making a well-crafted environment that goes well with the story that they're trying to make. And for as much as people do not like DMC, a lot of times, no matter whether they like or dislike it, people who've played it go,
there's some good set pieces in DMC.
Hell yes.
From what I've heard, on the gameplay side, DMC is still good.
Yes, it's very good.
People took issue with it because of the story elements and departures from the original series being divisive.
Also, the original console version of DMC was not good.
It was not. Right now, like, if you get the definitive edition with all the patches in it and everything,
the definitive edition is a great way to play the game.
Yeah, because it's perfect. It has all the patches, it has all the fixes, including a couple of fixes that weren't released until after definitive edition came out. But if you're ever going to play DMC Devil May Cry, then either get definitive edition, or unless it's like much cheaper or on sale for like $5, then I would say get the original. But
I would say don't touch the original unless you're playing it on PC.
Yeah.
Like, do not play the original version. That game does not run great either. That's one of the biggest issues of DMC on original consoles.
So
yeah, that was definitely I hope. I'm hoping that does
My
good.
my biggest letdown from that conference was the Forza announcement.
Oh,
Yep.
The Forza Lego announcement, or just?
Yep.
Oh, really?
I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would rather. I don't even have an Xbox. And okay, so I've touched on this a few times in like different Discords, most recently in BB General. But I used to be really heavy into racing games. I was very good at it too.
Mm-hmm.
I played, several hundred hours in Forza Motorsport 4, just tuning and painting, and I've spent days going around circuit at Le Mans. Oh, excuse me, Circuit de la Sarthe at Le Mans.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to improve my time. I had a top 1,000 track time out of over 100,000 people on that track.
That's impressive.
Damn.
It was only like 3 seconds slower than real life drivers who do this professionally all the time for a living, and they're really good at it.
Yep.
So I enjoy Forza. I don't really like the motorsports games that we have on PlayStation. I tried Gran Turismo Sport. Wasn't into it. I still have it. Kind of regretting that. So Forza was like the thing that really probably would have hooked me back into Xbox if it was really good.
I've always heard consistently good things of Forza.
It wasn't a new announcement. I mean, I know that there's like 2 motorsport games for the Xbox One, but I've heard disappointing things about them in comparison to Motorsport 4. So, the Lego DLC was kind of lame.
Yeah, because it didn't do anything for you.
Yep.
It was just like, okay, yeah, this is a thing. Anything else? No,
Yep.
That's it. Oh well, okay. So,
Pretty much.
The biggest letdown for me for the conference, oh boy, where do I freaking begin? Microsoft generally has a problem. Like, I'm talking just like the actual conference in general. And this is also something that's shared between Bethesda and a couple others, and it irks me to no end. But Microsoft does this the most. Whoever the creative envisioner or whoever the camera person is for Microsoft needs to get shot. Because, sweet mother of God, if you are unveiling a game and you switch to a camera that is pulling out from the main screen again, I will find you.
That was so bad last year when they did the DMC5 trailer. And at the end, when Dante is on screen, they pull away and it's like, let us see him.
And
stop doing that.
That is one of the biggest gripes I have with Microsoft, is because they constantly do this every single time, and they think, oh, it's okay, it makes things a lot more grand and majestic, and no, it doesn't. It makes me very, very, very annoyed because I want to see the thing that you're showing.
Yeah. We're not there in the crowd. Give us the damn game.
Yeah.
I don't care about your stupid crowd.
Another little disappointment of mine, though, that this one is completely my fault. Now, I was just a little too hopeful. I was hoping that they were going to give Killer Instinct another shot. They didn't, so I'm a little disappointed there. But that one's on me for thinking that Microsoft would be thinking. But
I feel like they might have Killer Instinct wait a bit, because to my knowledge they're still like somewhat supporting Killer Instinct a bit, like just like with little mini like content things on Xbox/PC, and they're probably working on maybe the next gen Killer Instinct, with Project Scarlet being a thing next year.
Yeah. But now that we've got our letdowns done,
let me quickly interject here.
Mm-hmm.
We're only like an eighth through this segment, and we're already 25 minutes into the cast. So why don't we do this? We'll do our surprises as we've been doing our upsides and letdowns for Microsoft. But let's like super condense it a little bit for the rest of the topic.
Okay. So, surprises. I'm just gonna go first. Let it just get it out. Holy shit! Microsoft brought back PSO2.
Oh my fucking
That's
god! It is back.
I
think we're all on board with that one.
Yeah. Like I don't understand how they did it. I don't know why they did it. I don't care why they did it. It's coming to the West finally after all these years, not just on console but also on PC.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem I have with that is I know for a fact Microsoft is not going to pay or help pay for all of the crossover items. So there's nothing really stopping me from keeping on playing the Japanese version. But hey, it's now a thing. I could now fully recommend the game to somebody, and I don't have to tell them to go after the hardest freaking boss ever known to in PSO history, the Japanese captcha.
Oh man, the captcha was bad.
Nice.
I'm glad that they confirmed right out of the gate it is the most updated version of the game.
Yes.
So even if that means like, okay, we aren't going to get the crossover items, we're probably still going to be caught up with whatever Japan's at. So that's the good thing. So we won't be behind, like I think Taiwan is behind, but Japan isn't. So that's good.
Yeah, because Japan is on episode 6, and they showed footage from episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they're lying to us, because they could be, but who knows?
We'll see.
Euchre, any surprises?
PSO2. Yep, just PSO2. Right.
So, going on to Bethesda upsides, Euchre.
So this this press conference is kind of a travesty.
Yes.
But
it was bad.
It was really bad.
The Wastelanders announcement for Fallout 76 gives me some hope for that game.
I still don't understand why, but hey, to each their own.
Because I like Fallout!
Congratulations! Still doesn't explain why you want to give 76 a chance again. That's like somebody kicking you in the balls and then saying, "Hey, come on, I want to give you a hug. I promise not to kick you in the balls again."
Well, I never gave it a chance in the first place.
Okay.
This is me giving it a first chance without buying it.
More luck to you.
Thank you.
Matasso, upsides on the Bethesda conference, as much as you can muster.
Literally the only thing, I guess, would be what's her name? You know what? No, I'm not even gonna say. I'm not even gonna say Doom Eternal, because Doom Eternal just looked great. But what's her name?
Ikumi Nakamura.
Yeah, Ikumi Nakamura. Oh my god,
Matsuda's apprentice
is adorable.
Yeah, she is.
I am looking forward to seeing what Ghostwire Tokyo is about. But man, Bethesda showed a lot of just pure CG trailers. But yeah, it was probably Ikumi who was. I was like, yeah, this is the only reason I actually like this conference.
Upside for me, Ghostwire and also Doom Eternal. Just easy, low-hanging fruit. There's just so much good about those few things. Downsides, letdowns. Oh boy, Euchre, you want to start us off on this? Whatever you want to call it. Because I don't think there's a word in English to describe how bad how hilariously bad the Bethesda conference was?
The guy in the crowd screaming at everything.
I'm going to breathe for 1 frame. Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
I saw some like edit of footage from SpongeBob where he's freaking out, and it's like
That was I've seen that.
Bethesda press conference.
From the movie, because Patrick.
I don't know about that.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's essentially Bethesda's press conference in a nutshell. Matasso letdowns that Euchre didn't cover.
Oh man, there was a lot.
Yeah.
I'm other than probably like a majority of the conference being CG trailers, guys, anybody, streaming services are not going to work.
Stop using video games as a service!
I am fine with games as a service. I'm not fine with streaming services for games. Streaming services for games will not work for like another 50 years. The world's average internet speeds are awful. This isn't going to work. This doesn't work in America.
No, it doesn't work in Japan, let alone America.
Well, I don't know about that.
Like, it works in Japan for mobile games, not for consoles.
The only place that this is going to be even remotely viable is going to be in Japan, because their internet isn't garbage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and guess what Japan's not going to be buying? The Stadia.
Yeah.
Or meanwhile, here in the United States, we've...
Oh, God.
Yeah. Orion.
Oh, we don't need another streaming service.
Orion needs to be like Orion's belt and not be seen for years. Thank you very much.
I don't think Orion is meant to be a streaming service as it is a service for streaming. Like, it's supposed to improve your stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but...
rather than, like, facilitate.
But at the same time, it's still... It
sounded weird when they were conveying it. It was really weird the way they were conveying it.
Yeah. If their software is just optimization for streaming, then like, more power to you. That can be used to improve other things.
Yeah, but the fact that they were using terms like faster than the brain can process images, okay. Hold up. No. I don't think that's a thing.
Be quiet. You're wrong. You are actually wrong.
We can stream a game longer and faster than your brain can process images. Yes. No?
That's not hard to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just what the hell? They glorify.
Yeah. They
made it sound more impressive than it actually is, because that's something that happens every single day here.
Mm-hmm.
The brain processes visual information at in a fifth of a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, give me a second. Let me fact check myself on this.
Well, while Euchre is fact checking, letdowns for me. Yes. Just like one of the biggest letdowns for me, and I wasn't surprised, but it also made me lose a lot of respect for Bethesda as a company in general, was the fact that they were acting like they didn't screw up on Fallout 76. It just wasn't the right time.
My number's way off. The human brain processes images in 13 milliseconds.
Okay.
Which is still not as fast as as most computers.
Yeah. But going back to my letdowns, one of the biggest things is that Fallout 76 wasn't a commercial failure. Yes, it was. And it wasn't. We didn't lose as much of our player base as some people say we did. Yes, we did. So,
yeah,
we didn't make a mistake. It just wasn't the right time. What? No.
Mm-mm.
They lost over 50% of their player base on both PC and console.
They lost more than that.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
bad.
They were almost pulling No Man's Sky levels of people leaving. And I thought that was impossible.
I'm pretty sure it was worse than No Man's Sky.
Oh, Jesus.
Could be wrong. But No Man's Sky was a huge disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at least No Man's Sky, at some point the developers went, we screwed up. We're going to try to make the game as good as we possibly can for the people that are at least still here. Which, you know what? Good on the developers for No Man's Sky. The game is actually not only playable, but actually looks pretty decently fun. So I would have no problem going back to No Man's Sky. I have a problem with people going back to 76, Euchre. Because the game burned so many people so easily, and the team refuses to look at problems that are fundamentally there in the game and say, oh no, those aren't problems, those aren't there. You have no idea what you're talking about. We did just fine. So you know what? They can keep thinking that. That was just the biggest letdown for me, is Bethesda refusing to admit their mistakes. And instead hire a whole team of people in the front row just so that Snowflake Todd Howard doesn't get his feelings hurt.
That's conjecture.
Yes. Yes, it is. You know what isn't? The fact that they hired... I don't even know if they hired them. They could be interns. But
that's conjecture.
There were people in the front row who had Bethesda shirts and were wearing their employee pins, who were standing up and applauding everything.
And yet during those standing ovation ones, it was only like 8 people, and then like
it was only the people in the front.
It was bad.
And I know,
really bad.
And like the thing is that I know what those people are. They're there to try and get a stir from the crowd, so that the people in the crowd can go, "Oh, this is the time to clap. This is the time to applaud. It's standing ovation." The thing is, if the crowd doesn't feel how you do when you're doing this, it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what didn't work?
Yeah.
And I know this because I was a stand-in. I was one of those people before. I was a stand-in at the Game Awards. But moving on. Surprises. Bethesda. Euchre. Hit me.
No.
There was no surprises in the Bethesda conference for you at all.
Not particularly.
All right. Matasso, any surprises for
I can't believe they actually added a battle royale to Fallout 76.
Yep.
I wasn't surprised.
It was just okay. It was just like, all right, this is a thing. I guess maybe Deathloop. Deathloop was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Actually, let me change my answer. I'm surprised that they used that version of the Ring of Fire for the trailers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I will also agree with Matasso, though. Deathloop was a very nice, interesting surprise, as was Ghostwire in general.
Mm-hmm. I want to see more of those two games. Like, I actually want to see gameplay for those two games.
Yes,
but Arcane Studios has already, shown us that they are a very competent developer with games like Dishonored. I've only played Dishonored 1, but I've heard amazing things about the second one.
Yes,
so
it is good.
I am definitely looking forward to what they're doing with Deathloop.
Oh. So, moving on, Ubisoft, Upside, Matasso.
I think the only upside for me, I didn't really watch too much of it. It was the new Watch Dogs game. I was surprised that game actually looked pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting concepts. I want to see how that plays when we actually get our hands on it. But it was a game that we saw gameplay for, and it seemed interesting. So yeah. I'm definitely going to give that a try when it comes out.
I forgot most of the Ubisoft press conference, but I agree with Matasso and also Ghost Recon.
Yeah, they did have Ghost Recon.
Yeah, Breakpoint actually looks really good.
I left like right when they were showing that off.
Yep. I'm interested. I'm looking forward to seeing how Ghost Recon evolves.
Yeah. Same thing here. Watch Dogs Legion. I'm sorry, you can play as one of the most badass elderly women ever. Yes, please.
That was
Yeah, I wanna kill people as an old lady.
Yes. Like I'm sorry, you could one of the characters that they showed off during the gameplay the gameplay trailer, not the showcase, I'm sorry, was the former assassin elderly woman who has a freaking Desert Eagle, walks up to a police officer, or no, I'm sorry, an Albion officer, taps him on the shoulder, and then just bop right in the face. You have my money. you have me.
Oh wait,
you
no, I think my answer is next. Okay. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. So, in all honesty, like that, I mean, that was good. We got to see Best Doggo during the Ghost Recon Breakpoint showcase and talk. So that was pretty adorable. But other than that,
the low point for me for that conference was I don't remember most of it.
Good. For one specific part, good. You know what? Yeah, Matasso, low point.
Let me jog up your memory. I'm definitely gonna give you a low point. We're getting a mobile game, which all right, fine.
Oh no, yeah.
Sam Fisher.
Oh, Sam Fisher in a mobile game, but you're not giving them a new game.
A new game? Yeah, that's that doesn't feel good.
Oh,
here's actually no. I'm gonna save that one for a surprise. But
I'm kind of interested in the evolution or the future rather of the Division 2.
I'm interested in the future of the Division 2, Rainbow Six, as well as For Honor. Especially since For Honor just recently started getting back on its feet, I would say like a few months ago, with a lot of the updates that they did to the game just to make it better. And overall, it's a really good product now. It is definitely a game to check out.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about For Honor now that it's been it's been essentially getting a second wind. Mm-hmm. So I'm very surprised because not a lot of games get that. So good on you, For Honor.
Yep.
For me, the letdown is okay. Every year we know they're making a Just Dance. We know this. At this point, it's one of the things that is guaranteed for Ubisoft. They're making money off of Just Dance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we get it.
Please take it somewhere else.
No, I have no problem. I have no problem. Okay, here's
tired
the thing.
Of it.
I have no problem with you unveiling Just Dance at E3, okay? We already know it's coming. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. What have you. Stop with the freaking musical numbers to announce the game.
I agree.
For the love of
if we're tired of it.
I am really tired of it.
If we're going to talk about Just Dance, there was something really puzzling about the Just Dance thing, and it wasn't the fact that it was on the Wii, because it being on the Wii is actually a really good thing for rehabilitation services.
Yeah.
But why is it on the Stadia?
Yeah.
The Stadia doesn't have
Stadia.
It doesn't have any motion controls, so how are you going to play Just Dance on the Stadia?
Dance Revolution.
I guess you press the button to do the things.
Ovi, that's just a really weird.
Yeah, but it's just the thing. It's stop it. Enough. We get it. We get that the games are coming. Mm-hmm. You don't have to keep parading it literally in our faces. Anywho, surprises. I'm just gonna come out and say this one because this one. Was it actually? Hang on. Was it Ubisoft or Square Enix that did this? No, because Square Enix's press conference was actually good. Okay, it was Ubisoft. Fucking Commander Keen mobile game.
So dumb.
Take my childhood, bend it over, show it Lassie, and then shoot him in the face.
What the
Why
hell?
would you do this to me? Why would you up an old Commander Keen?
Oh,
Are we fixed?
There we go.
okay, there we go.
That was weird.
Sorry that took so long. I forgot how to do it.
It's fine.
That was really weird.
Mm-hmm. I was like,
But-
oh no, my net better not be going out. Then I was like,
I thought-
it's just
Nope.
Discord.
I thought my net was going out too.
Mhm.
But just really quick, don't do this. Please don't do this. Don't let this game come out. That is not a Commander Keen game. That is an abomination. That is an affront to anybody who has played and liked Commander Keen. Don't do this.
Mhm.
Please.
Nice. Can we move on to surprise?
Yes. Oh, that's what I was doing. Surprises.
Oh.
Euchre, surprise from Ubisoft. Bad or good, doesn't matter. It was just something that surprised you.
I was surprised that they're making a new Rainbow Six game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Quarantine.
Yeah,
that came out.
Quarantine is going to be a new game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of a game mode, but I mean they're using the same cast, but it's not Siege.
Yeah.
I was really surprised when I saw that as well.
They're making the claim that for what Siege did to multiplayer, Quarantine is going to do for co-op, and I'm going to hold that to them.
Mhm.
I'm going to hold that to them because a lot of people like Siege, but I don't. Yeah, thank you.
Siege is really good.
I don't personally like it, but I'm
Well,
not
you're
gonna
wrong.
I'm not gonna fault anybody who does. It's just not my cup of tea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
I'm definitely interested to see what they're doing with Quarantine.
me too, especially considering we never saw any footage of a GTFO.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I forgot
yeah,
that
that's
was a
right.
thing.
Is that still even a thing?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. At this point, we might call it canceled, but
I actually thought they were gonna show us something about that
Yeah.
this year.
I guess not. But yeah, Matasso, surprise.
It was definitely the Rainbow Six game. Actually, no, it was when they brought out John Bernthal for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I was like, wait, what? Why is the Punisher here? Because when I was in a VC, I was like, wait, are they making a Punisher game? Oh no, this is just Ghost Recon.
Yeah,
That's cool though that he's in there.
yeah, because he voice the main bad guy. The commander of the wolves.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's cool though. I'm definitely looking forward to new Ghost Recon though. New Ghost Recon was definitely a surprise.
Mhm.
So what's next?
All right, so coming up next, Square Enix.
So, this press conference wasn't as exciting as I was hoping it was going to be for me.
Mhm.
The only things. Oh no, I had like 3 things. Okay, so upsides for me were the FF7 remake. Obviously, I think we can all agree on that.
Mhm.
The new trailer. Well, I guess I was a little bit disappointed by the new trailer for FF14, but there was some cool stuff in there. So.
Oh man, that reveal at the end.
And
I had no idea what was going on for 14, so
I
can't make an opinion on that.
Oh, trust me, it's big.
It was big.
I think this was in the Squeenix press conference.
Mhm.
But I think it was also in Microsoft Dying Light 2.
Yes.
Yeah, that was in Squeenix's.
That was
Yeah.
both Squeenix and Microsoft because Microsoft was showing the story aspect, but
Yeah.
Squeenix was showing the gameplay aspect.
Yeah, Dying Light 2 looks awesome.
It does.
And I'm really looking forward to
The main character is infected. That's
the main character was infected in the first game.
Yeah, but not as well, it wasn't that as much of a story focus. It was just, oh, by the way, you're infected.
Yeah, it was.
Now go.
It was a huge story.
That's not what I was seeing.
In the first game?
By the way, go get this doctor. Okay, now go do these things.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I've beaten the game.
Dude, the end of the ending sequence of the first game literally had you fighting against time, not like in a story sense, to like before you turn.
Yeah.
Like there is a whole sequence of you hallucinating through like your entire life as you were turning into a zombie before your friend sticks the syringe in you and saves your life, and she turns into a zombie instead. Spoilers.
But anyway,
there was a huge focus on it.
Continuing with the upside of Square Enix.
Okay. That's it for me.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
All right, then, Mataso. What was the upside from Square Enix?
Let's see. Of course, FF7 remake. FF7 looks great.
That's low-hanging fruit at this point.
What is it? FF14 trailer was hooey. The story stuff that they talked about in that trailer, especially, huh?
What's up? Save you know what for surprise.
Oh, yeah. I'll save the you know what for the surprise. But okay. I think the last big thing where I was like, oh wow, that's really cool, was FF8 getting a remaster. I was like, oh, that's cool. It wasn't a surprise, but I was like, that's really cool to see, because FF8, this is the first time FF8 has been put on another console other than the PS3, with PS3 / what is it, Vita, because of the PS1 classics.
Yeah,
this is the very first time. And also, when you look at it, they are not just like updating they're not just like up-resing the game, they're actually updating the models of the characters as well.
Yeah, like, that was something I didn't expect them to do.
Like all the characters look visually different, and I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing that come out this year.
Yeah, because originally when I saw that they were going to remaster FF8, I was going, wait, what's stopping people from just buying FF8 on Steam or something and then getting the AI HD texture pack? And then I saw that they were doing all of these things to the models and everything else that you can't get anywhere else. And I'm going, okay, yeah, yep. That's a good reason.
Also, FF8 is not on Steam as well. FF8 is on nowhere else but the PSN store for PS3 and Vita.
It's on PC.
Is it on PC? I thought it was never re-released. That was like the big reason why FF8 was getting a remaster.
I mean, I see people playing it on PC, so, and I don't know if they're playing it on emulator or anything else, because
probably on an emulator.
Well, yeah. Probably. But any other upsides, Matasa?
No, those were it.
Oh no, 8 is on Steam.
8 is on Steam? Okay. I'm just spewing bullshit now.
It's all good.
Upside for me, besides obviously FF7 looks good. Still a little. I'll save that for the letdowns. One of the big upsides for me was actually the whole Avengers, the Square Enix Avengers bit, where it was showing a little bit of gameplay in the trailer. It was showing like the voice actors and how everything was going to be, and I was interested. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't like blow my pants off, my socks are gone kind of hype as hell for it, but it looks like something I could pick up eventually. Mm-hmm. So going into letdowns, Euchre, letdowns from Square Enix.
I was really looking forward to something. I don't remember what it was. But I was we kind of like randomly touched on this in the FF14 Discord, but as soon as we mentioned this, I got my hopes up, and I was really looking forward to maybe a surprise announcement of a Nier remake, because I would rather not have an HD port of Nier. I'd rather have a remake, because Nier is clunky as hell, and I'm not interested in playing it in that condition. Not after Automata.
Like if you play Automata and you go back to OG Nier, and the moment you go into the overworld and you notice that the frame drops by 1/2, no thank you.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. That's whack.
It is rough.
But they didn't announce it, so I was sad. Like, they had that one final portrait or picture frame, and they zoomed in on it like they were going to announce something, and then it was just like, oh no, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
That one got me too. Mataso, letdowns by Square Enix.
My only letdown was what is it? Us seeing the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer again. I don't care about Kingdom Hearts at all. I was like, okay, is this going to be, a somewhat different trailer for the DLC? Oh no, it's the same one. Wow, this trailer, they should not have shown this yet. It feels really weird that they're showing a trailer without any voices.
Yep.
And without any sound effects. I was like, this.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was really weird.
I was like, this is
It looked like an amateur trailer. Like they got somebody, gave them some footage and went, hey, make a trailer for us.
Mm-hmm.
You have like $5.
I'm interested in what's going on, but that trailer was not...
It wasn't the best way to show off, the DLC that people are looking forward to.
It's really weird. Like, kind of like KH3 is just on the back burner for them, which it probably is, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Letdowns for me, like, I don't really care for many things Square Enix besides some very few things. But one of the biggest letdowns for me was the fact that I found out who the voice actors they have for FF7 are. And while on one hand they sound good, they sound fine, why would you change them?
Well,
why would you change the voice actors that have been established since ever?
Well,
we have Cloud's voice actor who has been there for almost every single rendition of Cloud that has been.
Well, that's probably because of the fact that Cloud was written incorrectly in every rendition that he had a voice.
Euchre,
are you going to tell me I'm wrong?
You are.
How?
Because almost every single person who's ever seen Cloud, including in Advent Children, has known him as the person who is either stoic or hides his feelings, and except for everybody else who knows him. And even then, he barely shows anything.
I don't know.
Euchre.
I understand.
No, you're not arguing on this one.
Okay, whatever.
I think the best for the voices being changed. I think the reason I think the voices were changed is because time constraints. Probably the other voice actors are probably doing something else, and they couldn't, keep on coming back for a project that's supposed to be a multi-game thing. So it's like, hey guys, we're gonna need you again this time and this time and this time, because this FF7 is going to be a multi-part game. So I don't think they are able to get those voice actors multiple times.
Okay, see, that makes sense.
That would be
that one makes sense. Because time constraints and time crunch is an actual thing. I can accept that answer. But if you go and tell me, oh no, every single time that they've ever written Cloud was wrong.
After FF7, yeah.
No.
They just wrote him as a brooding emo.
Okay.
Whatever, go on.
Anywho, that was really the only letdown. I mean, letdown for me was that it seemed like they were just grabbing voice actors. I mean, that were notable from not movies, but like shows and stuff like that to try and get a lot more of a casual audience. Other than that, though, they sound good. The banter sounds good. The interactions sound, natural and normal. So I have no problem with how they actually sound. I just have a problem that they changed them in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever.
Well,
Surprises. Euchre. And I'm gonna also assume Matasso.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I'm sorry, what? Zodiark and Hydaelyn are primals?
Holy shit, that announcement.
What?
So, Zero. For anybody who doesn't understand, Zero and everyone else.
Hi.
Pretty much, before these two characters were established to be gods. Like, we aren't supposed to. These are on another level. We're not supposed to be touching these people for any reason.
So,
okay.
And yeah, hold on. Let me explain the difference between a primal and a god. Okay, so a god is a god. This doesn't need any real explanation. A primal is a fake god. A primal is literally the manifestation of a group's beliefs, or even one person's beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
If your faith in something is strong enough in Final Fantasy XIV, it can become manifest as a primal.
Okay.
Whether that be unto yourself, in the case of like, what's her name?
I
forget. Whatever.
What? No,
I'll just say Iceblood.
In the
case of Iceblood turning into Shiva, or it can be unto something else. In the case of, I believe this is how it worked, Gilgamesh's fucking chicken turning into Enkidu.
Yeah.
Or you just fucking summon something out of nothing using ether crystals, like every other primal in the game, except for like one or two, maybe.
And the fact that these two, what we originally thought were gods for years, for the player base who's been with FF14 since
the beginning.
Since the beginning, going, oh, these are gods. These, the people we worship and stuff.
Like, these aren't fake gods. These are the real deal.
These are the real thing. To being told, oh, everything that I just believed in was all fake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to be fighting these guys. But, like, that entire idea was like, oh, that's awesome.
That was like a system shock.
That was just a big, brain blast for everyone. I was like, that's
huge.
That's a massive.
It honestly sounds like the entire player base just got shaken to its core.
Yeah, it was the FF14 Twitter went off when we learned about that. That was wild.
It's pretty much exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure everyone was just like collective. What?
Yeah, that was huge.
For me personally, I don't really have anything that was a surprise from Square Enix. Like, I guess you could call the 8 remaster a surprise just because I didn't see it coming, but even then I wasn't really about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have anything as, I guess, world fucking as
Zodiark and Hydaelyn.
as finding out that two beings you believed were gods were essentially just bitch slapped in order and then went down a few pegs.
Yeah,
it's wild. That was huge.
Now we don't even know if the gods that we knew in that universe are gods either.
Mm-hmm. It's huge.
They might not even be real.
All right. So,
Yes.
last one on topic 1, Nintendo.
This was great, actually.
This is a
The
pretty
Nintendo
good
press conference was really well done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my upsides, even though I don't own a Switch, Breath of the Wild 2, obviously.
Yeah.
Banjo on Smash.
And we will definitely be talking about that particular one in topic 4.
Animal Crossing. Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the things that happened in this press conference were a big highlight.
Yeah.
Even I don't even play Nintendo games. And like this was the best conference for me.
Matasso, upsides from the Nintendo press conference.
Let's see. First thing, Hose Mad. Dragon Quest protagonist. I think my favorite part about that is just the community just collectively creating some of the best images on the internet is with that. If people have seen the image of Trunks, hooey. The image of of Gohan being all the Dragon Quest protagonists is amazing.
It is.
And next, the other big, just, oh my god, this is amazing, was when they showed off No More Heroes 3.
Yes.
And it wasn't even because we saw the game. A Wasted Ninja in voice call actually started popping off when he saw that game. I have the reaction all recorded. I'm going to upload it sometime today, but it was absolutely amazing.
Yo, Travis got a henshin? What? When did this happen?
It looks great, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some more No More Heroes 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was hooey.
Upsides for me on the Nintendo press conference. Obviously, I'm gonna mention Luigi's Mansion 3. They took a lot of things from 1 and 2, and they're putting it in 3. I'm very happy. They're making it co-op thanks to Gooigi. That's very interesting. I'm not a big Animal Crossing fan, so I didn't really. I was like okay with New Horizons, but at the same time, I know for a fact that a lot of people are going to be happy, especially considering that it's you taking over a deserted island instead of a town. So that's very interesting. But the real highlight and the thing that made me smile the most was the whole bit at the start with Bowser. That was adorable and hilarious at the same time. Just wait, but I'm Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
You said Bowser, but you meant
Bowser.
him. But I'm what?
It was adorable.
So, letdowns. I actually have a couple from Nintendo's press conference. I think I'm actually going to start because there was a tweet, and which was also retweeted by a couple of Nintendo execs, that was the next time Nintendo is going to have a press conference or the next Nintendo Direct, there will be Bayonetta 3 news. That's what the tweet said. We never got any. So I'm a little let down by that because I was ready to finally see what the hell is going on. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on over there or what have you, but it definitely, like, the little bit of letdown that I got from Nintendo press conference certainly does not outweigh the hose mad.
Yeah.
So
Hose mad.
Hose mad.
So strong.
Euchre, let's start off with you. Do you have any letdowns from Nintendo's press conference?
Not anything in particular.
All right, Matasso, is there anything you can think of that was a letdown from Nintendo's press conference?
My letdown is I don't have a Switch.
My only disappointment from the Nintendo press conference is the fact that us SMT fans are now on suicide watch. Where's SMT 5? Why is Persona why is P5 getting 3 spin-offs, but we still have only seen a teaser for our game? Come on, let us know what is happening with that game.
Hey, I'm in both parties, so I don't have to wait at all.
Like, Like, I'm interested in the P5 stuff, but I do want to see like what's happening with SMT5. That's definitely a product I want to see what's happening with. But otherwise, I thought it was an overall pretty solid conference.
All right. So now we get into surprises. Once again, let's start off with Euchre, Nintendo press conference surprises.
Actually, Animal Crossing. The hero, Hose Mad.
Yeah.
Hose
Mad.
I'm trying to think. No. But another downside that I just remembered was the size of the Galar deck.
Oh yeah. I really don't want to talk about that right now. Well,
that was
I don't know the exact number, but I'm disappointed that it's going to be smaller than I anticipated.
From what I keep seeing about Sword and Shield on and on and on about, Pokemon that we're being allowed to bring, I'm definitely saving that for a topic for next Backstage because there's more information pouring in on and on and on. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't put it as a topic for this Backstage is because it's a constantly developing story. So I want all the facts before we start jumping on it.
Mm-hmm.
But Matasso, surprises from Square Enix, or not Square Enix, from Nintendo.
From Nintendo, okay. Witcher 3 is on the Switch.
Okay.
What kind of black magic were you able to do to get The Witcher 3 on the Switch?
Easy. They just called Geralt and said, "Hey, we need this on this."
And the fact that like the images that they've shown us for it haven't been bad is like, oh, all right. I'm also glad that whatever company is actually working on it, I don't think CD Projekt Red in-house is working on it, of course. But the fact that there's no download for the game, you don't have to download anything.
Yeah,
it's all going to be on the cart. Everything's on the cart. So meaning they paid for a more expensive cart and is still releasing the game for a full, $60 with everything, no upcharge for that. And I was like, that's cool. It's definitely a product I'm looking forward to seeing more later this year.
Oh, I just remembered a major letdown, and I really wish I didn't. Link's Awakening. Okay, so,
right.
No, the thing is that, okay, Link's Awakening, they're doing something really, really stupid with it, and first of all, it's from everything that I've seen, everything that I've heard, it's the exact same game. There is no difference. The only real difference being there's no picture hut anymore. Now it's the dungeon creator. So, if anything, they're taking things out of the game. But the biggest problem I have with the game is that there is no screen scrolling. Or no, I'm sorry, that there is screen scrolling. It's not a box load anymore.
Oh.
And the problem with that is that means the entire world is loaded at once. And I wouldn't have a problem with that if it wasn't for the fact that the frame rate kept dipping from 30 to 20s and then even lower depending on where you were.
I didn't notice that.
And yet, all of a sudden, the moment somebody goes inside a house or something where nothing needs to be loaded, 60 frames.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God, no.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. But yeah. Any other surprises, Matasso? I'm sorry about that.
No other like surprises from the Nintendo conference. There's nothing else that I thought of being a huge surprise. Actually, no. It was the fact that we're getting all the trials or the mana games.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, whoa, I did not expect us to just pull that series back out of nowhere.
Yeah, mana came out of nowhere. Guess what else came out of nowhere? My surprise. Panzer fucking Dragoon.
This was a weird E3 where I felt like there was a lot of things where it's like, why don't we just pull this out of our ass? Like Panzer Dragoon, PSO2, all of the mana games, even the one that we never got is getting a full remaster on the Switch.
This looks like a remake, not a remaster at this point.
Or remake. They're remaking because it was like, the original reason why we didn't get that game was because they were like, there's too much stuff for us to translate. We're not doing it. but we're going to remake the entire game for you.
Yeah.
With more stuff. Like, oh.
Okay. At this point, they're going like in for a penny, in for a pound.
I was like, okay.
But speaking of PSO2, that's actually our topic too. One of the many miracles of E3 2019, PSO2 coming to the West, and why people who don't play PSO2 or probably haven't even heard of it should be excited. Now, for those of you who don't know, PSO2 or Phantasy Star Online 2 is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, MMO in Japan. And it has a massive player base. It has, I think, 13 servers.
In Japan, it is playable on not just PC, but on PS4, Vita, and Nintendo Switch, and they are all cross-play.
Yeah. Including items and characters being cross-transferable. That blows my mind.
Huge.
So, with the fact that Microsoft is bringing PSO2 to Xbox One and PC, and those two things are going to be cross-play on English servers, you know what? Good on you, Microsoft. You got a couple points from me. That's really great. Is it going to beat FF14? Probably not over here, because FF14 is actually a pretty big game.
FF14 is the MMO killer of the States.
Yeah. FF14 is to the States FF14 and World of Warcraft is to the States as PSO2 and Diablo is to Japan.
It's wild how big PSO2 is. And the fact that like after I don't know how many years we're finally seeing it in the States.
I think it's 7 years.
Jesus, it's been so long.
It's been since I was in high school.
That's wild.
But the main reason why I wanted to talk about why this is a good thing, not just for everybody who's a PSO2 fan, but for people who aren't PSO2 fans, is that there is now a hope that has been planted in a lot of people's hearts that just because a project is deemed canceled or dead does not mean it cannot be picked up. This was a 7-year canceled project because Sega said, we can't do this by ourselves. We don't have anybody to pick up the slack. We're just going to put it on hiatus until somebody picks it up. And nobody wanted to.
The fact
especially
that Microsoft did it though is
that blows my mind. Like, in all honesty, I thought Nintendo was going to do it. I thought like Square Enix or somebody else was going to come up here, pick it up, and with their massive money bulge, and just go boom.
About Microsoft picking up PSO2 is that it's going to stay Xbox and PC exclusive, with crossplay. But Microsoft and Nintendo have been really buddy-buddy. The game has already been shown to work on the Switch. The game coming to the Switch in the States is going to be massive.
Yeah.
So that is something that I am definitely hoping for, and the fact that the game will have crossplay when they do that as well. So
that's what I'm hoping for too, because if it does come to the Switch, like, there's no reason for it not to have crossplay. And also now that Xbox One is going to have compatibility with PSO2 and being crossplay in itself, it does mean that, hey, there's now a couple more reasons to get Xbox One in Japan. So maybe that might finagle some sales. It most likely won't. But
I don't think that will at all. I don't think they talked about if it'll be playable in Japan on Xbox, just because Xbox sales in Japan are horrendous.
Yeah.
And all the other systems that PSO2 is available on, it just works better with Japan's economy, like the Switch.
Yeah. So, Euchre, what do you feel about Phantasy Star Online 2 being picked up by Microsoft of all people and coming to the West on Xbox One and PC, but on Microsoft's terms?
I'm a little bit surprised that it's not Sony.
Yeah.
But if it's on Windows, then I'm happy. Yep. I'm willing to give it a shot. I've heard a lot of good things about PSO2.
Yes.
But I've never had the opportunity to really give it a whirl. So
don't worry. You would have had to go through probably one of the most annoying captures in your entire life.
Yes.
Oh man.
Hey, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It is worth it. All you have to do just wait until 2020, and there we go.
2020.
Spring 2020. In all honesty, I have no problem double dipping for this game. Like, for one, it's free, so double dipping isn't going to cost me anything. But to play with people who don't want to go through everything, like, Euchre, who's going to give it a try, and I know a couple other friends who are going to give it a try, going to go into the English version, and it gives me a want to double dip and play the game on English. But I know for a fact my main character, my main everything, how I do tacos or how I do time trials, essentially, is going to be on my main character in the Japanese server. But it gives me hope, and it just makes me very happy.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know and who are thinking, okay, how does PSO2 play like as an MMO, yada yada, it is an action RPG MMO. It focuses on you moving your character, doing special attacks, regular attacks, stuff like that. But it's closer to how do I put this? It's not a grounded, character-locked RPG or MMORPG. It is a full free movement action RPG, kind of similar to Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, stuff like that, where you can even switch weapons mid-combo on the fly, what have you. But it's a little more toned down, just so that you don't break and crash the game. And yet people do it anyways.
Yep.
People break that game so easily and funnily, it's amazing. But PSO2 being brought up has also given a lot of people hope that maybe somebody will finally and fully pick up Scalebound or something like that. And in all honesty, now that something like this has happened, I think people should. I think people should have that hope now, because if a 7-year project like PSO2 gets picked up by Microsoft,
anything's possible.
Then yeah, anything is possible.
My only hope now that we've seen PSO2 come to the States is, can we get Monster Hunter Frontier come to the States?
Ooh.
Which was the subscription-based Monster Hunter game that is in Japan. I don't know why they don't think we'll play it. I think people in the States wouldn't mind paying $5 with no starting fee to play a Monster Hunter MMO with that much content.
I mean, who knows? They might. I mean, Monster Hunter Worlds is a really big and very popular and financially successful game, and Iceborne is looking to be just another layer on top of the cake that everybody has already eaten and just wants more of. So at this point, a lot of things are just either making a comeback or have never left in the first place.
Yep.
But speaking of making comebacks, we're going to go into our third topic here, where for some reason a company is taking it upon themselves to make arcade cabinets for your home a real thing. So check this out. OneUp.com's plan is to try and essentially get an arcade in your house, and they're bringing. Oh, something happened?
Nope, I just dropped my keyboard on my desk.
Ooh.
Does it often?
I was just trying to grab something.
OneUp.com's plan is to try and get an arcade into your house, and they have brought back, and I'm not kidding, they have recreated Turtles in Time and X-Men Children of the Atom, as well as Marvel superheroes, as full, realized, accurate arcade cabinets for sale.
I don't know. Have you two ever, messed around with an arcade 1UP cab or built one before?
I have played an arcade 1UP cab of what was it? It was a beat 'em up. Because there was a showcase not too long ago, and I've actually played, or not too long ago. It was actually a little while back when they were making when they were first making arcade cabinets. I think it was Battletoads. I think it was the arcade one-up of Battletoads, and it felt no different to me than the one time I was like in middle school and there was an actual Battletoads arcade machine right next to a Gauntlet dark something machine. I forgot what it was. And essentially I went there every single day after school, did my homework, got everything done because I had to wait for my grandma to come home from work. So I had some time, went to the arcade section, and there was 3 machines on my mind. That was Rival Schools, Battletoads, and Gauntlet. And Battletoads was always fun. So it felt one-to-one to me.
Those cabinets are super easy to build. They take maybe an hour of your day, and that's it. They're also affordable compared to an actual arcade machine. They are really good. They have
you don't have to pay a quarter to play a game.
Nope. No, you don't. They're what is it? They have multiple different ones, of course. They have, they've made the Galaga ones, the Centipede ones, the big Street Fighter 2 one, which is when it first got like a lot of steam, was when that got announced, because that seems like a cool idea.
I think was Championship Edition, if I remember correctly, that they got the rights to.
It has Championship Edition, Super Street Fighter 2, and Super Turbo.
Yeah.
They also have a Final Fight one. And this was announced, I want to say around the time MK11 came out, was that there's going to be there's an arcade one-up that is out, actually. Wow, I didn't realize it was out. For Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yes.
With the way they're moving with these arcade one-up machines, one hope is that if they are somehow able to talk to both Capcom and Marvel,
yes,
if we can get a MVC, just an MVC 1 cab, I don't mind spending $300 on a MVC 2 only cab. I don't think anyone else would mind that either. That would probably sell like hotcakes if they did an MVC 2 one.
Well, funny enough, we're not the only people that thinks of this. Maximilian Dude, or Maximilian Christensen of Video Games, actually talked to the Arcade 1-Up guys during E3, and the answer that they gave him was, and I quote, "We do have the license from Marvel, from Marvel and Capcom to do these games that have their properties and their work into it. And they told us if these cabinets sell well enough and do well enough, they will have no problem with giving us licenses and terms for their other games."
Oh, it's a
so
they already put X-Men. What is it? Which one was it? X-Men
Children of the Atom.
We will get MVC,
it was Children of the Atom, and it was Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah.
And people love that game. Not only that, but they made a 14-foot version of Marvel Superheroes that people were playing at the E3, and it was essentially a giant widescreen freaking arcade cabinet that people were playing, and I was like, that is so cool!
I would buy a MVC 2 or an MVC 1 cab in a heartbeat if they did one for that or Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
So this brings a question to my mind, and I actually wanted to ask you two specifically. If you guys could give Arcade 1-Up a license to any game, be it arcade, fighting, what have you, so that you could buy an arcade cabinet from them, what license would you give them?
Guilty Gear Plus R.
Yeah, but it can't be Nessica.
No, it cannot be Nessica.
No, it can't.
Just give me the Guilty Gear Plus R on an arcade 1-Up machine.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would. Yeah.
That would probably be the only thing.
BBCF honestly would also be mine. Though, in all honesty, and I'm really hoping that if what Capcom and Marvel says is true, or if the answer that Arcade 1-Up gave Max is true, my one hope and my one wish is that they get the Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter license. Because that game was my childhood. Or not even my childhood. That game got me from private school to public school. And it was just something. It was a game I could only play on Fridays, but nobody wanted to play me on anymore. Because, well, salty. Let's just put it that way. But speaking of salty, because Ho's mad, we're going to go into our final topic of tonight. The DQ Heroes and Banjo-Kazooie confirmed for Smash in a Nintendo 1-2 knockout punch. So, we're going to give our thoughts and hopes for the new Smash Bros. Characters. Now, I believe I should start with Euchre over here, because I'm actually really interested to see of the now 5 characters I'm going to assume, because of details we'll get into later, what he is more excited for, the DQ Heroes or Banjo and Kazooie.
Excuse me. So I don't know anything about what's going on with the DQ Heroes. I don't know if they're like 4...
they're all the same character.
What was the thing called?
They're not Echo Fighters.
Echo, thank you.
Nope.
Okay, so they're just
all
reskins.
just costumes. Yep.
Okay.
Just reskins.
I'm not really sure what to expect from them, actually. I can't say much on the DQ Heroes, but I am interested in seeing how they manage to translate the things that Banjo and Kazooie do into Smash. They've already done a few things, and things look pretty okay.
All right.
I'm thinking Banjo's gonna be pretty fun.
And from what I've seen, a lot of people are both worried and impressed by what Banjo can do. I've seen a couple of people, a lot of Smash Bros. Players and a lot of tournament-winning Smash Bros. Players try and break down frame by frame what Banjo has been doing, and they're a little worried about him because a lot of his moves seem to be really laggy. And for those of you who don't know what laggy means, it is a term used for when you throw out a move, and if a move is laggy, it means that after you throw out the move, it takes a long time for you to get back to neutral, just because of how much recovery frames they have. So, Banjo seems to have a lot of laggy moves, and that's and unless he's a heavy character, which would make sense, because a lot of heavy characters have a lot of laggy moves, but they also have very powerful moves to combat that lag. So we'll see about that. Mataso, your thoughts on the DQ Heroes and Banjo-Kazooie?
I think Banjo looks cool. I'm glad Banjo got in. I knew the DQ Heroes were gonna get it. Well, I knew the Dragon Quest XI hero was gonna get in. I felt like that was a shoo-in. He was gonna get in.
The Luminary was just guaranteed.
Yeah, like that game did amazing here in the States and in Japan. I didn't expect them to throw in the costumes for the Dragon Quest 3, 4, and 8 protagonists. 3 and 4 being probably the most popular Dragon Quest games to date. Especially in Japan, those are the most popular Dragon Quest games. And 8 being the one that really set Dragon Quest's, foot here in the States and made it known that, like, oh, this is Dragon Quest and is the most popular Dragon Quest in the States.
Still kind of sad that the Sentinel didn't make the cut, but hey, I'm happy.
And they do have color. They do all have each an alternate color that is another Dragon Quest protagonist, though.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's also really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I could not really tell what was going on with his moveset. Like, I don't know if there's actually a menu that he gets to choose between moves from or what's going on, but he does have an MP gauge.
Yeah, so he does have MP.
I'm interested to see how he plays. Like, is he going to be similar to how Robin plays in the game? I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him when he comes out this summer. He comes out hopefully in the next, month or two.
That's what I'm hoping, because he looks pretty finished. All of them look pretty finished.
Yep.
When it comes to me, I am in a very rare spot where I like both sides. I am somebody who enjoys Dragon Quest very much. I played Dragon Quest IX Sentinels of the Starry Skies complete co-op with my little brother. It was one of the very first RPGs he had ever played and beaten, and it was one of the first Dragon Quest RPGs I had ever played to completion. So I have a lot of sentimentality when it comes to Dragon Quest. So when I saw that the Luminary got in, it was not a dream come true, because I have yet to play 11 and I really want to, but now I'm glad that 11S is coming to Switch.
Definitely pick up 11S with the things that they've been saying about that one. I would definitely say pick up 11S.
Yeah, so 11S is looking really good. Very happy that the Luminary got in there. The one thing I noticed that a lot of people don't seem to know is that there are different spells for all of the characters.
I didn't know that.
Because if you notice, I believe I think he's from 4, the one with the bandana. He was the only person that used Zoom. The Luminary was the only person that used Kachink. And on other occasions, the Luminary was using spells, but nobody else was using, and there was way more than 10, 12 spells. And from what it seemed in the menu, it looked like there was about 4 spells in the menu. So what I'm going to assume is that there is a spell for forward B, up B, and down B, and neutral B is going to be the spell menu.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is how it works, it's going to be about 4, 5, 6. That's going to be 7 spells per character. However, there's a lot more than 7 spells that they showed off. So the only thing that comes to mind is either every character has their own set of spells, or every costume has their own set of spells, because they only showed the Luminary in the Japanese invitation trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Or spells are randomized every time you step foot on stage.
Oh, wow.
Which would be really interesting, because it would mean that your up B, forward B, and down B are constantly set, but the magic that you have on your menu is randomized. Mm-hmm. And if that's actually the case, somebody put the meta on Suicide Watch.
I'm looking forward to this character.
Going on to Banjo, though, I have never seen so many people pop off in the West as hard as I saw during the Banjo reveal. Mm-hmm. And the best part is that the Banjo reveal is titled Best Friends, which is amazing, because Banjo and DK are both Rareware games. Like DK64, DK Country. It makes sense that Donkey Kong, Diddy, and K. Rool even would be friends with Banjo. So the fact that they, instead of them being really surprised, they were really happy and rooting for Banjo being finally here, that was really wholesome to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
also,
sorry.
The fact that it was a funny note as well that they did that because the original Donkey Kong games were also Rare games. So it was a nice little, touch for them to do, a huge celebration of, Rare in that trailer.
the little point part with the Jiggy was really good as well. But the one thing I do want to touch on is, again, Banjo's moves. A lot of his aerials seem very laggy. His forward smash doesn't, so he's got a pretty good forward smash, especially considering that he winds up back before he goes forward, so it can also be used as a whiff punish. His invincible wing charge has 4 hits of armor on it. We don't know if that's weak armor or full armor, so that's going to be interesting. But if it has 4 hits of full armor, you want to talk about hoes mad. People are pissed off that Joker has Rebel's Guard that is full armor. So I don't know what Nintendo's going to do, whether they give Banjo full armor or weak armor. But that's the thing. So, in all honesty, both DQ Heroes and Banjo-Kazooie, I'm very happy for both of them. I lost my crap. I actually did a reaction stream with my good friend Crunchberry yesterday, or not yesterday, but during the release day. So, or during the press conference day. So that was really fun. Shout outs to House of Crunch, by the way. And the one thing I want to talk about with both of y'all before we start heading out is the hopes that you have for these characters. Like, what do you want these characters to do in either the meta or just the overall game of Smash Bros? Like, what do you want them to bring to the table?
Personally, I'm not worried about it because I don't play Smash, but I do want to see Banjo succeed because Banjo's my boy.
Yep. I mean, imagine Banjo top 8. That would be godlike.
My only hope for these characters is that, you know, we're seeing we've been hearing and we've been seeing Smash Ultimate's entire meta just, you know, flip on its head. I heard recently that Captain Falcon won, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't think that would happen. Joker is putting in some mad results.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping these characters can do the same. I would love to see the hero, you know, put in some work. I would love to see Banjo put in some work, and I'm looking forward to seeing who else we're getting when it comes to DLC fighters.
Yeah, because we got 2 more. We got 2 more people coming in, and
anything is possible with these last 2 characters. And the fact that Nintendo and Microsoft are being really buddy-buddy, who knows? We might get another Microsoft rep, maybe the Battletoads. We'll have to see.
As long as it's not Steve, I'll be happy. But, well, Ho's mad.
Definitely. Man, those images are powerful.
Oh, funniest thing. But final closing thoughts. How, Euchre, how was this E3 treating you?
It's kind of a letdown. Yeah, it's definitely a letdown.
All right. Matasso, how did this E3 treat you?
Also, a letdown. It was really boring. That's just also because, you know, compared to last year we had DMC5 and RE2 remake, so it's like I don't think you could top that.
Yeah.
And it's also like this is like we're getting into next gen, so of course this year wasn't going to be too big when it came to announcements / reveals. Like, we know what's coming out for the rest of this year. What's going to be exciting is next year's E3 with next gen being on the horizon and the talks of like what's happening with that.
Yeah. For me, this E3 was good to me. It was really good to me. It gave me a lot of things that I didn't expect. It gave me a lot of things I didn't think possible. With PSO2, Panzer Dragoon, and overall, it just made me wonder what I was drinking in that mango Pepsi. So, this year's E3 was very, very good to me. I'm very surprised. especially considering I went into this E3 going, there's nothing I'm looking forward to, so let's just see what they got. And it turns out, yeah, they got a lot. For me anyways, but that's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Thank you once again to Matasso for being our special guest here on this episode of Aniclash Backstage.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
And as always, thank you, Euchre, for being the co-host and co-owner of Aniclash.
No problem.
And also, he is our streamer for right now, for Backstage, because we don't have anybody else to do it.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
But hey, this has been Aniclash Backstage. We were discussing all things anime, fighting game, and AFGC, and we will see you guys next time. Don't forget, we are going to be returning to form for a CF tournament this weekend, so make sure you don't want to miss that. That's gonna do it for us tonight, guys. As always, I am TSD0 here with Euchre and Matasso, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Peace.
Adios.